Can you explain us more about your job and what are you doing for the city, the policies, the projects you are working on?
Yeah. Yes, as you said, my name is Andreas. I'm head of the Bycicle program in the city of Copenhagen, and I'm also head of a small section where we have, to put it simply, we have two tasks. One is to monitor all the bicycle projects going on in Copenhagen. Are they moving ahead according to budget, to time, and to the quality that has been decided by the politicians? At the moment we have around maybe 50 different bicycle projects going on in the city of Copenhagen, different places. The second task we have is that we are responsible for the strategic work when it comes to the bicycles in Copenhagen. In Copenhagen we have some very ambitious goals for the bicycle. We already today, there is 37% of all commuters coming into the city of Copenhagen, they arrive on a bicycle. The goal for Copenhagen is to get that number up to 50%, which is a very ambitious goal. So in my office we are also responsible for the strategy, which means to put forward to the politicians suggestions. If we are to reach these goals, we should do this project or this project, and we shouldn't do this project. So that's the two tasks, the monitoring and the strategy.
I was reading about the bicycle account for 2008. Can you explain us what is the bicycle account and what are the main results and the main things that it deals about?
Yes, every second year in Copenhagen we do what we call the bicycle account. And the way we do it is that we interview around 1,000 citizens of Copenhagen. We ask them questions about what do they think about the conditions for cycling in Copenhagen, what would they like to have improved, how much are they using their bicycles. So all sorts of questions to get input from the citizens, and then we use the bicycle account both as inspiration to the work we do, to decisions about which kind of projects are important, but also the bicycle account is very important for us because that's the way we monitor how are we doing according to the goals that has been decided. So that's why we do the bicycle account. And you can say in the last edition we did, which came out this spring, I think some of the more interesting results is that we have for a long period in Copenhagen seen that when we ask the citizens of Copenhagen what is most important for you, if you are already cycling or if you should start bicycling, then the answer has been we would like more cycle tracks in the city. Now we're seeing just as many people says, no, we don't want more cycle tracks, we want more space on the existing cycle tracks, because we're beginning to see problems in Copenhagen with congestion on the cycle tracks because the amount of cyclists have been going up and up. So we're kind of starting to shift our strategy to focus more on the existing roads where we have a lot of cycle traffic and create even more space instead of keep building new cycle tracks.
Okay, so the citizens are somewhat involved in the process. They give you your feedback. They give you feedback ideas. Are there any other ways to interact with them, like they can interact with you better?
We have several projects that are very that are focused on suggestions from the citizens. One example is that last year we did a web page that we called iBikeCopenhagen.dk is what it's called, and it's a web page for the citizens where they can discuss cycling related matters. It is hosted by the city, but it's not a page where we put out our opinions. We're just kind of hosting it and making it possible to discuss cycling matters. But then of course we look what is being discussed, what is in focus, what kind of ideas are there. So that's one source of inspiration from the citizens. Then also we have another project going, which we call, in Danish it's called Små sten på vejen, which is called no small stones on the road. Because in English you have the saying, it's just a bump on the road, like it's not that important. But when we are working with bicycle traffic, in fact, there's nothing like just a bump on the road. If you go on a bicycle, even small bumps are frustrating and shouldn't be there. So we have a project running where we'll make it very easy for the citizens to call in, or with a photo from the mobile phone or from the camera or whatever, say there's a small stone on my, on my street here, there's something wrong here, there's a ramp that is missing, or there should be a sign or whatever, and then we want to be able to fix it very quickly. So we have a substantial amount put aside for that project, which is just aimed at suggestions from the citizens. And then we have the whole there's a whole law in Denmark about how should you involve citizens in larger projects, where you use different methods and you have meetings for citizens and so on. So in many different ways we work with involving the citizens. But I think especially when it comes to bicycling, because it's so local, there's a lot of things you just know if you go there every day. We are very dependent on input from the citizens, especially with the smaller things.